My stammer's acting up. Hello and welcome back to Salt and Sanctuary. I've figured out the way across. You have to double tap the air dash. And so here I am. And I probably should have leveled. And that's me now safely here. Warhorn? Ah, this is the room with the saltless in it. Oh, where do you lot come from? And why isn't it swapping my weapon? And now the saltless are laughing at me. And that's our shortcut now opened. I can probably use a bundle of salt or something to squeeze out my next level. Almost. I'll just go grind that one guy again, and that will give me enough salt to level. There we go. A bit of grinding that took no time at all. And so now to figure out where I actually go. This is a likely possibility. Stone Mage. I probably won't be using that anytime soon. Couple of porcelains. A burning sky ring. Don't I already have one of those? No? The name seems familiar. An impossibly light metal ring. It bears the symbol of fire and sky and lends the brilliance of the two eternal elements to its wearer. Reduces cost of magic spells and incantations. That would be useful if I used either of those. Well, presumably useful. It might just be for as you some fraction of increase so small to be infinitesimal. And we're heading deep into the depths here. But that looks like something I can safely jump down to. But then again, so does this. Is this the far beach sanctuary? Yeah, it is. I was trying to air dash to go faster, but that's not working. And is this the way to that giant thing I saw down here? There's a giant passage near the bottom, and what is this? Sand? Yep, it's a boss. But this candle holder thing I've learned that signifies a boss. The Bloodless Prince. Whoa, that thing's huge. It's a giant one of those tiki things. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm dealing with. But in any case, that was a giant, what have they called? A giant clay hybrid. And if that was the prince, presumably it's a relative of the dried king. But apparently it's his bigger cousin or something. some significantly larger relative. I'm getting Shadow of the Colossus flashbacks from this guy. Because I seriously don't know what I'm dealing with here. No, I don't climb him. No idea how to dodge that. Let's see how much damage this stone lets me do. It's something. How do I fight? How do I dodge this? I'm not even entirely sure what I'm looking at. I think the idea with that attack is you don't get away from them. I either dodged too early or too late. That's new. I should block that attack. Okay, so ultimately he seems a big case of pattern recognition. His attacks seem relatively telegraphed, but I think he got a little faster there in the end. But ultimately, beyond that, it's just a whole lot of attack, dodge. This won't be a quick fight by any means. What keeps slowing me down there? Like, there again. My button, there's something wrong with my button response. I think I know the trick to dodging that now. That, however, I don't think there is a trick to dodging that. Wasn't as fast as I'd liked, but the idea still works in theory. Wrong button. And every time that attack comes up, I forget to dodge it the way I thought about dodging it. No, but my idea to dodge that does not actually work in practice. It's every time he does that forward grab, he tries that. Or that. Dead. Okay, so the trick here is basically to tank him. I wonder if I take away one of these low down skills, if it doesn't, if it keeps the rest of the branch. I'll just test one grey pearl on this. Yeah, it does. So I'll go back and take away a will and a strength, and I can just stick them here. Wait, wasn't there a zoom button on this? Ah, here. No, I can't see the zoom when it's in like that. I'm trying to find if there's any spare will I can find that advances towards something I'm working towards. Any of these available? That's magic. Wait a minute, I can take away any dexterity I don't want, can't I? I'll probably be at this a while, so I'll just pause recording here for a bit while I fiddle stuff around. Okay, so I've shuffled my skill tree around a bit with most of my grey pearls. And I've equipped my mossy ring for increased stamina regen. So let's see how things go now. Oh, but first, one thing I forgot to check. Do I have a spare merchant? Yep. By any chance these sell weapon yep, weapon buffs. I should probably check how many I own myself first. So at least now I know that since I can buy those, I can just freely use my own stock. Which will make things significantly easier because the amount of damage I do is pretty decent when I have my shock stone in use. When I don't, I'm I'm just having to resort to the death of 1,000 cuts via an immensely damaging that's after taking into account an immensely damaging weapon, or at least one that's one-shotting or two-shotting a lot of basic enemies. But in any case, what I'm saying is this guy is a tank. Use weapon buffs. Okay, he's doing that now. That was just bad timing. So stat stomp. And he's dead. Had to take a chance towards the end there, otherwise he's I'd to suffer too much in attrition. And the trophy is the construct, which presumably means something. But before I continue on in that direction, I'm going to head back to the sanctuary. In any case, I'd say that was quite a nice boss. Maybe they could have made him a bit, gave him a bit less health and a slightly wider moveset or something. But I'd say he does what he was designed to do. He's a big thug who takes a lot of damage. And well, that's what he does. And it seems, but yeah, my words are broken down again What I'm trying to say is that seems to be what he's designed to do, and he achieves it, in my opinion. But in any case, item drops now to figure out the lore. First, I can level. Priorities. Oh yeah, here we are. Ashes of the Bloodless Prince. A creation rumoured to be the fusion of Earth with the spirit of Prince Tam-In. Yeah, he's the guy who made the hybrids. Whose younger brother grew up to become the Sun King of Kulka-Ath. When the Sandin Plague swept through the land, Tam-In, only then in his youth, was one of the thousands claimed by the vicious disease. While his body grew cold, did his soul live on as this bloodless prince. Is the Bloodless Prince in any way based on the reality of the fact, or is it merely a reflection of this island? Just as I'm pretty sure the actual Dried King does not stand there setting people on fire. Or with his corpse doesn't just stand there setting people on fire. He's probably well and truly dead in his tomb. And like the Queen of Smiles, who I'm pretty sure it said it was lynched or something. But in any case, it's apparently supposed to be the brother of the Dried King. Okay, the Bloodless Prince. A massive three-faced clay thing is said in secret to house the spirit of Tam-In, brother of Kwan-In. Rumour holds that the creature was once the size of a man, but gradually built itself up from earth, choosing to bear three faces to better allow the free to better bestow it with wisdom. Oh, it's something about the three. That's one of the factions you can choose at the start. The new gods. Kwan-In is said to have both loved and hated this monstrosity, and his reliance on a thing he so reviled could have driven him mad. Let me just read this guy's description again. Yeah, so what I could assume from the storyline, in the actual Dried King, not this island's reflection of him, but the actual one, and as it said, he eventually went mad, and it would probably consulted the statue built that's as a symbolic replacement for his dead brother. Or, since magic is actually a thing, and as the start of this game proves, the undead are at least capable of existing. If who knows how, if it's currently unknown how abundant they are in different places. Like, are the Walking Dead just a thing unique to this island? That's always a possibility. But in any case, the king went mad, and basically he would talk, likely would talk to the probably inanimate statue of his dead brother. But which presumably he must have been quite close to. In any case, I quite like the lots of little stories that this game builds up. So due to the nature of each area being a twisted copy of elsewhere in the world, all on this one island, and presumably by the thing I occasionally find strung up. Oh, and these are drops from the imps up there, which I killed some time ago. So it seems my speed sometimes changes a bit, but when swapping with the weapon sets. Here we go, and we have a shrine. Okay, dead body. Oh, and as I was saying about the guy we occasionally find strung up, here he is. I think I actually do know of some amount of what it's doing. It's been collecting these reflections of places where great amounts of suffering of some nature has happened, and made some undead reflection of the people at the heart of it all, while also making people shipwreck onto this island somehow. So, something about the Kraken are also involved. Well, what's it? The storm. Well, as I was saying, something about the storm, the Kraken, or have been personally welcomed by Cthulhu, one way or another, strands of people on this island, and the dead end up rising as basically zombies, as well as the undead reflections of other people who were in the locations, like the Queens of Smiles, the people in the Ziggurat, the Liches or whatever they were called, were probably other people buried in the tomb that it represents, and the like. Exactly why this person's collecting them, we don't know, and though it's probably some manner of Kraken, and it describes itself as the being that those who pray to false gods pray to, or something to that effect. So it knows itself as some manner of false god. And I was also with this guy, something interesting that I discovered by watching a Let's Play yesterday. Just parts that I've already played up to, just because. Hey, I like seeing how other people perform. Well, in any case, when referring to itself, well, it always calls itself me, but with a capital M. As in that it's that's all that it's known as. Just an interesting wee feature. So yes, I do know what it's up to. Well, I know part of it anyway. I know what it does. It takes things it desires. Yeah, places that have had great suffering. And all the people and all the sort of shipwrecked survivors seem to have lost something. Not sure if my kind of pronunciation is going weird or anything. So sometimes I think it does. My finger twitched. Yeah, so this guy seems to have backed up what I was saying, essentially. And here I am in the ruined temple, where the guy at the top of the ziggurat was saying what's the word? It would show the truth to his theory. Get off me, spider. And you. Split swordsman. So we are near the Red Hall. What on earth are you? This seems familiar. Okay, this isn't familiar. Guides equipment. Fashionable hat of an adventuring guide. No, nothing too fancy in the description. Is this anywhere No, it's not. It's not anywhere I recognize. And this is just outside the dome. Huh. Well, that almost went horribly wrong. A grey pearl. And drowned idols. There's probably a third one. They always come in pairs. And they are free. Warsaith. What's going on with my light there? Is this anywhere I recognize? I think I remember the passage here, but I don't remember actually going down it at all. Strangely. Bloodbrow equipment. Bladed plate helm adorned in a red canvas cowl. The Bloodbrow cowl is said to shield its wearer from whatever evil turns animals into nightmarish beasts. Light armor. Bladed plate and leather armor. The Bloodbrow were a secret society of arcanists from a time when beasts were a more serious threat to man. The society fell to obscurity shortly after an aspiring lord tried to repurpose them into a personal brute squad, spreading them to hunt supposed witches who actually were merely political rivals. Centuries ago, when nightmares beasts prowled the land, a group of exiles from the Citadel formed the Bloodbrow, a secret society tasked with hunting and slaughtering vile creatures wherever they may lurk. And they were the people who did made the redshift barriers like those, weren't they? I'm sure that's what. Hold on, I'm going back to sneeze. Probably. No, just my nose got a bit irritated there. See any secret wall? No. Wait, this is the way I came in, isn't it? But seriously, what are those things? It's throwing its arms at me. Soldier's Poem. I'll probably be using that in upgrades later. More of them. I probably have most of the split armor set by now. Lightning pod and a bag of salt. It's a spell, won't see any use. And this is giving me Hangar's Cavern flashbacks. I remember those. And it drops a potato. Really? A potato. Okay. A shroud ring. Increases defense to holy damage. A plain metal ring wrapped in a stained page. The two are magically intertwined and bound by strings of hateful lies. Yeah, we are back in the Red Hall of Cages. I thought I would interconnect because the split swordsmen are here. And we're in the wheel room, which I didn't much like. But in any case, this is what, as I've been saying this whole time, what the game's been building to. They just keep going deeper and deeper into the island. And porcelains. Amber idol. Soldier's Poem. And that's just the entrance back into there. I'll probably find that guy who gave me one of the brands around here too. Since he talked about this area. A blood flower ring. A jagged metal ring painted red. Increase attack power. I'll see if it works any better than that other ring. That's moving. It's hostile. It's a cage. It's a torture device. I'm dead. No, I'm not. I have to kill this thing. What? Okay, now... Okay, that thing was just plain cheating. Well, in any case, this seems like a good place to end the episode. So first, I'll see what's new in the bestiary. But these are probably what the new things are. Yep, the thing of arms. So, salt-built creation of the architect. Things of arms act primarily as collectors for the architect, though they are simple enough to become frequently distracted and lost. And this is the thing that killed me. Okay, so that's the end of the episode. So like, comment, and/or subscribe if you liked it, and goodbye.